All right. So, we're going to do a little Kahoot gameplay. It is going over both eyes and ears, so it's a little bit from last week and a little bit from this week. I need to adjust the camera really quick. Sorry, Taylor. Don't look it in the eye, it'll make you sick. Like we talked about this morning, with the ear procedures, they are all going to be just demonstration or instruction. We won't actually go into them or do them just because they can be very harmful to you if we try to do them without that. But like I talked about, I want to have you guys take a look at the ears, in the ears, to see if you can find the ear drums.
What was that food on the Is that spaghetti?
This one?
It's a pie. It's a pie.
There we go.
But every week or every time we play,
you can change it. Listen, you're pregnant. And this class always talks about food. It wouldn't surprise me if there was food on your head. No.
I have pancakes on my head, so.
It's a sea creature. I can bring it home.
Has anyone watched, I'm not going to get the name of it right. Luca?
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, Luca. I watched it for the first time.
It's cute.
Fries are done.
You are
Better not be.
No, you're negative. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 1, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's play. I'll give Brenda a minute to get back on. I don't want to take things from her.
Oh no, I'm already all signed up.
She's like, I'm ready. Okay. So 10 questions. Eyes and ears typically go together, so that's why I have the questions together. Okay, just something. Question number 1. What test is being completed here in this picture? Bernice's face is my favorite sometimes.
I know, she's like,
So that is called a Weber's test. And what we do with the Weber's test is we are actually performing it with these. And now what are these called?
tuning forks.
Tuning forks. Tuning forks, depending on what they are, have different audible decibels. Okay? So this one is 256. And how you activate it is you hold the bottom and you strike it. Now, you guys probably can't hear anything, right? That's okay. You're not meant to. What you do on that test is you put it on top of their head, and we see if they can actually hear the reverberation on both sides. Now, it's loud in here. I'm talking, the machine's going up top. You're not going to hear this. The second one is 512. So it's higher. You might be able to hear that one. Again, center of the forehead, and you see if they can hear it on both sides. We can also do a different type of test. Schiller's test, what we do is we'll strike it, we put it on the cochlea. So if they're having issues hearing, we put it behind their ear to see if they can hear it. And we would do that with both of them as well. Okay. If you want to play with them, I'll pass them around so you guys can strike them and play with them. You guys can do that as we're going through. I think I have I have 3 sets. So why you gotta judge me? Sis?
Hey, I have Halloween stuff that's still up. I keep it up all the time.
Well, the nightmare before Christmas. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So strike it against your hand. I do, it might, just because of how loud it is, you may just want to strike it and put it up next to your ear.
What was that?
That was one of them.
Wow.
I'm letting you guys just play with tuning forks right now, watching the excitement in people's faces.
Shoot, say you're deaf.
I'm not me.
Sometimes if you don't get a good You might not be able to hear it in here because of how loud it is, but it's great.
Oh, I hear that.
There you go. Not that.
So you gotta hit like the palm of your hand really good, and you can't hold any part of this.
Okay.
Oh, you can see the vibration on it.
Yeah. You can also see the vibration, so I think that's the other fun part. I'm gonna put this on Do Not Disturb. I just heard it go off. Okay. Now, y'all done playing? You want to keep going? Okay. Everyone's like, this is the best day. All right. Ooh, Serenity, look at you. Oh, you did your homework.
Yeah.
You're drinking water. You took your medicine.
She's
Who
got it
are
together.
you?
I dropped legend off yesterday and I got stuff done for
There you go.
It's amazing what you can get done.
My heart is so happy right now.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to have to take my laptop with me this weekend.
There we go.
There
we
it
go.
There's the answer.
All right, number 2. If you see Otic on a medication bottle, where can it be used? Otic, O-T-I-C, means ear. So that medication can only be used in the ear. Now, this is important because medications that say ophthalmic, which would typically go in the eye, can also be an eye or an ear. So an eye medication can go in the ear without doing any damage. But if you take an ear medication and try to put it in the eye, you will burn your cornea. That's a no-no. Okay? So I always encourage students, if you ever have to have eye drops or ear drops, before you use them, just take a peek at them. Make sure they say ophthalmic if it's for eyes, otic if it's for ears. Okay? But again, ophthalmic medications can go in the eye or the ear. Okay. All right. So now Ashley's in first with her pancakes. Your moose also just looks so unexcited about life. Just like, oh, here I am with my pie.
Can't eat it.
Can't eat it. Stuck in my horns. Stuck in my horns. Or antlers or whatever they are.
Antlers. All right. Number 3. Tinnitus means what? Tinnitus means what?
I'm glad I read
Because that phone doesn't give it away.
I didn't make it. Tinnitus means to have ringing in your ears. What can cause ringing in the ears? Listening to music too loud is definitely one of those things that can cause ringing in the ear. What else? That's it? Just music in the ear? Huh?
High-pitched sound.
High-pitched sound. So one of the things that we have to be very careful with for people who are like bouncers, if you're too close to the speaker for long periods of time, if you get any head injury to the ears itself, so somebody comes up and they hit you on the side of the head and they hit your ear, that can cause the ringing in your ear. If you have a car accident, that can cause ringing in your ear. If you get water in your ear, sometimes that can cause that ringing. The other things that can happen is if there's a loud explosion that goes by your ear. So individuals, specifically like those who are police officers who have guns, if they're not, they don't have that proper protection to help them. And sometimes they don't have that option, right? Like
You're not gonna, here,
let me put my ears on really quick, right?
Hold it.
However, if you are going into like a shooting range, then you want to make sure that you have that proper ear protection to keep your eardrums safe.
Or if you're working like in a factory with loud machines.
Absolutely. The other thing that we see or we hear is when little kids like stick something in their ear and it punctures an eardrum, that can cause the ringing in the ears as well. Okay. Okay. Number 4. This is used to screen for what? What is that test used to screen for? Yeah, just your general vision. Typically, it's going to be distance vision, right? But just typical vision. Very good. Nobody has questions? We all understand that? That's all from last week? Okay. All right. Number 5. What is this used to test? I just heard the quickly. What is that called? What is
Jaeger.
Not Jaeger.
Ishmael. Yeah, Ishmael.
Did you just go say Ishmael?
I was thinking of the restaurant. Ishmael is what I was thinking.
Oh no, Ishihara. Ishihara. That's how we say that. Ishihara.
had it over here. I was just going off of her. I'm like, Ish. I know. Ish.
Shocked. Came back to food.
No.
Like sometimes you guys just. I think that you do it as a punishment to me. You're like, we like Corey, but we want to make her think that she hasn't eaten in 5 days.
It's not just here. It's at work. It's at home. Everywhere.
Food everywhere. All right. Who is this cute little guy? Say you. Say you. Say you. Say you. Who is this little tiger with a hat on? Is it you? Listen, I want to know who this is. So one of you own up to him.
Who's not on this?
The only one we use.
I have a panda.
Weird. Player 4 is just hit.
I don't know who that is, but I like them.
We have a ghost player.
It's a ghost player. It's not you?
Weird.
Is it just a random one? Because
So you just
Taylor.
enjoyed our game.
Somebody is playing this game that was not invited. All right. Number 6. The oracle should be pulled blank when irrigating the ears of a 3-year-old and up. Oh, I read that wrong. You're. I switched this answer and this one's on me. So if you get it wrong, I'm going to apologize in advance. Okay. Well, at least we were 50-50 here. Well, 50-50-50.
So technically we got it wrong.
So the correct answer, because I didn't read the question and I didn't make this one. If you're irrigating the ear of a child who is 3 years and older, it is up and to the back. So you'll pull the top part of their ear up and to the back. If they're 3 and younger, it's down. So you pull the earlobe down and to the back. All you're doing in that case is you're opening up that ear canal to really make it so it's visible, and to make it so that the earwax or whatever has been stuck in the ear can easily be removed. So 3 and up and back. 3 and younger, down and back. I'm just watching hands right now.
So the answer is down and back?
The answer is up and back. I'm an idiot. Gonna own that one today. I made a mistake. But yes, it is up and back because it says 3 and up, not 3 and younger. I'm just watching Brenda's hand. Okay. Well, whoever that was, that mystery person is gone. And it makes me sad. I want to know who they were. All right, number 7. How many feet should patients aged 5 and under stand away from the Snellen chart? one person who hasn't answered. We're just
It's
waiting.
probably that rando.
There's 6 of you in the class, though, today. Only 5 answers came in.
You answered. Who did?
I answered.
Everyone answered.
What is happening today? All right. So if they're 5 and younger, they're going to stand 10 feet away. So they're going to get to come closer. If you remember from last week, why did I say they get to come closer at that age? Yeah, their eyes are not fully developed. They don't have that strength that they need. Okay. What would anybody who is 6 and older stand? 20. Very good. All right. Oh, look, now your guys seem so unimpressed with life. Look at him.
You lost your streak and you turned
He was like, ah, this sucks. All right. Number 8. A patient's Snellen acuity screening results as 20/50. How is that interpreted? It is the patient sees at 20 feet what others see at 50 feet. Okay? So anybody with normal vision is 50 feet away. They can see exactly what that person would see at 20 feet away. And I think that's line 4. Yeah. So line 4, if you were 50 feet away and you had normal vision, you could see that without any issues. I wish I could. I mean, maybe I could do it in like a hallway, hold it down here, and have you go to the end of the hallway. Maybe.
I wouldn't be able to see anything. Oh, I'd be like, no.
Corey, I don't even see the big E. I know it's there.
I wouldn't even be able to. At 20, that was still blurry.
With your glasses on too?
No, not with my glasses.
Okay.
If I did look farther, yeah, probably. That's why I gotta make an eye appointment.
You gotta make one. You made one. Who else needs one?
Made it.
You already had one.
Wanna make mine?
All right, number 9. What is this? What is that called? Serenity, I love your face. That is a tympanometer. Tympanometer. And what that does is it tests your middle ear pressure. Excuse you. That was rude. Also kind of my fault. I didn't turn my email off. So your tympanometer is going to check your inner ear pressure. So what we do is we put on that headset. I know it's a really small picture, so I apologize. But you put on this headset, and it only goes in one ear at a time, and it's going to let sounds go off. And those sounds are typically at lower sounds. And there is a button right here that you hold in your hand, and every time you hear it, you press the button.
I remember doing these in grade school.
Yes.
You gotta do this.
Or when you would.
Yes, you did the hands. I heard it on this side. I heard it on this side. I heard it on this side. I heard it on both sides. They've now obviously updated that, and they give you a button that you just press, and it records as you go.
I just sit in like an enclosed box.
Oh,
Yes.
Shut me in so you can't hear nothing
Yes.
outside the box.
It is a soundproof box other than what's coming through your headset. Yep, that is still the same, just so we're clear.
Oh yeah, no, I just did it in like November.
Oh my gosh, you've had your eyes, you're going to have your eyes checked today and your hearing checked. Serenity, I'm so proud of you.
I only did my ears because I had to have a full physical exam for working in a factory. That only lasted a month. I hated it.
I was so excited for you 2 seconds ago. You had to just go.
If it wasn't for me needing it, yeah, no, I would have done it.
All right, last question. What is this? That is an otoscope. Otoscope. So where does it look? Good. What's the other one called that looks in your eyes?
flashlight.
Yes, it has a light on it.
I don't know.
I feel like, Brenda, you were close to it. What'd you say?
Optoscope.
Ophthalmoscope.
Ophthalmoscope.
Yep. So ophthalmology is eyes. So ophthalmo, eye, scope, light, lighted instrument. Oto, O-T-O. What? They do. And you're not wrong. And so I'm going to have to transfer over there with the camera. But here's the difference. If you look at them here, obviously side by side, you can see that they're different. This flat one is your ophthalmoscope, which is in your eyeball. And there is a light that you turn on here. Here. Oh, God. Why aren't you turning it on? It's on. Oh, it is.
I saw
I was
something.
say I can.
It is. I can't see it because I'm looking in the wrong end. I'm looking in the end that you look in. This one. This one is your otoscope. So this one's going to look in your ears. So what you do is you put one of these probe covers on. So you twist it on. And that allows you to look inside of the ear into the eardrum. So you guys are going to do this because I want you to be able to look in and see what a eardrum looks like. It should look like a kind of like gray, glossy orb in the back of the ear. You're all adults, so which way are we going to pull our ears? What way? Down and up. Down and up.
I mean,
Down and up.
back and
Up and
down.
back.
Up and
Yeah.
down. I wanted to
down. We're just gonna wiggle her.
Just gonna wiggle it. You go in. You actually want to put the ear probe cover actually into the ear, and you're gonna look in this side. You may have to actually get like up close to it to actually see. So I've never actually looked at it other than looking at an eardrum. I know it's right there. And I pull that away.
It's like 3D.
So I have one on each side, so you guys can go. We can have 2 teams going at a time. Once you're done with it, the earpiece comes off and you can just throw it out. Okay? Okay. I'm going to get that going, pause the screen here in a minute, and then get the videos up for today as they are just discussion. So Tiffany came in third. Serenity came in second. Who took first? Ashley, look at you and your little pancake guy. Okay. I'm going to go off the assumption that you guys are so smart and you always look at these videos.
Well, I do look at videos.
Now, whether or not you actually do, that's a whole other story. I'm going off of the good conscience that this is what you guys are like, yes, Corey, of course we do. I'm going to pull up all of them really quick before I go into it. Okay. So what does the term irrigation mean? If you're going to irrigate somebody's ear, what?
Flush.
To flush it out. What are some reasons we would flush a patient's ear?
They got something stuck in their ear.
Okay.
Too much wax. Overabundance of wax.
So, both of those are correct. There's something in the ear that's not supposed to be there. So typically it's kids. They put things in their ears that they're not supposed to. Got a really funny story. It's not funny, but I got a good story about that. Or they have an overabundance of wax. Now, what is the typical patient that we're going to see that has the overabundance of wax?
Me.
Say again? Elderly. Why do you think that is?
They don't clean their ear.
Okay, so part of it is that they don't clean their ears, but what do a lot of elderly people use?
Q-tip.
Nope.
Oh.
Wait, I use Q-tips every day.
We'll talk about why you shouldn't.
I love cleaning my
That's
hair.
why I feel like, especially when they itch and you're just
Come on, give me a guess. What do elderly people use?
The
Say it again.
Oh, yeah.
Hearing aids. So you're constantly putting those hearing aids on. You're actually stopping your body from being able to push that earwax out on its own.
So just shoving it back in.
So you're just shoving it back in.
My problem with my ear, with my
Now-
headphones.
You really should not be using Q-tips, even though I know that everyone's like, that's what they're for. They're really not. Q-tips were invented to clean the outside of your ear, not the inside of your ear. Now, does that mean that I don't use them on a daily basis? No, of course I do. But what I do instead of like shoving it in my ear and twisting it around is after my shower, I'll put it just at like the base of my ear canal, and I tilt my head and I allow any of the excess water that's there to kind of bring anything forward, and then I can do like a small turn, so I'm not really shoving it in my ear. I have watched my mother, who I love very dearly, open a paper clip and use that to scratch the inside of her ear. How I'm the one with hearing issues is still beyond me to this day.
I have done that. If I couldn't find a bobby pin.
Yeah, I've done that with the bobby pin. I've had to do it with my son though.
It'd be itching
Doesn't it
and
just
doing
push
this.
the earwax back in?
I'm like, wait a minute, I
So-
couldn't do something.
When we're using things that are not meant to go in our ears, like paper clips or bobby pins or pens, keys, you run the risk of puncturing your eardrum and making yourself go deaf. When you're using Q-tips, it does push that earwax back in. So then we end up getting impacted ears. And so what that means is that earwax gets so hard and stuck back there that we can't get it back out. And so in order to do that, we have the patients use something called Debrox, which is essentially just hydrogen peroxide, if you want me to be completely honest with you. We have them sit with it in their ear for a 24-hour period with a cotton ball over it. It softens all of that up, and then it allows it to come out easier when we flush.
The one we used for my son was like a wavy.
Really?
Yeah. That we got like Walmart or
Yeah,
Interesting.
I have one like that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Funny story.
Oh, okay. I want to hear a funny story.
So when we went to Wisconsin Dells, there was myself, my boyfriend, and my cousin and friends. And we were in the pools, and they were like picking us up and throwing us in the pool.
Okay.
So the next morning, I woke up and I couldn't hear out of my ear. It's like, well, this water in my ear, there was wax.
I was really waiting for you to tell me it was something else.
Like a
And
lie.
like I felt my body just start to like.
Well, there was like a lot. I didn't know.
Softened it up and just shoved it back.
I've had patients come in when like AirPods used to have like the cover on them, like that like gray covering, where they got that stuck in their ear. I've had people get hearing aids stuck in their ear. My favorite was a 5-year-old kid who came in complaining of ear pain. When we looked in the ear, there was not a Lego. What we saw was like an eraser, like the end of a pencil eraser. And we said, "Did you put something in your ear?" And he said, "Yeah." "Okay, what did you put in your ear, buddy?" "A pencil." Now my brain hole went, "Pencil?" He's like, "No, it's like this big."
Like a little
"What? Did it have lead on it still, buddy?" "Yeah." "What?" So I didn't want my friend to take it.
Okay.
So I hid it. What?
shoved a pencil in
This is before I had children, and now I'm like, oh dear sweet
My
Jesus.
oldest had a Band-Aid up her nose for over a week.
My brother,
all the way up.
my brother shoved a quarter up his nose. We don't want to talk about that.
It was scary. She was
Now-
running a fever from it and everything. It was
Yeah.
bad.
There is an easy way if your kid gets something stuck in their nose to get it out. Just for all of us with kids. Granddaughter? Niece. So what you do is you plug the side that does not have anything in it. You open their mouth and you blow as hard as you can. The
Into
dis-
their mouth or their nose?
into their mouth.
Oh.
The disgusting part is it will shoot it out of their nose, but you're going to get their booger and nastiness on your face. Just so we're clear. But
Better than having to go to the ER.
it's better than having to go to an ER. It's better than having to go to a prompt care if we can do that at home. Now, if it's not that doesn't work, then come see us.
My son had earwax impacted his both ears. He started talking.
Yes. So
So
we see that a lot with like kids who have verbal issues. They might have impacted earwax, or they might need to have tubes put in. My cousin was the same way. He didn't talk. He was like 4, and he still wasn't talking. They put tubes in his ears, and he never shut up.
Yeah.
Aw.
So
Bless his heart.
My older niece, she has 2 years, but she still talks like a baby.
really,
Yes.
how old is she?
She is 3.
When you say talk like a baby, what are we referring to? Is it like
Yeah.
oh, so it's just like
babbling.
okay. I have a follow-up question, but I'm gonna hold off on it. So, I know it's your favorite person. Lauren's going to show you guys how to do an ear irrigation because we're not actually going to do them on anybody here.
This video will show you the procedure for irrigation of the ear. Wash your hands. Identify the patient, introduce yourself, and put on your gloves. View the affected ear with an otoscope to see where cerumen or the foreign object is located so that the flow of solution can be directed properly.
What do you think she means by that? So the flow of fluid can be directed properly.
So that it's actually hitting where it needs to irrigate.
Right. So instead of, and this is my example because I don't have an elephant ear flush, which I think she uses. Before elephant ear flushes, this is what we used. We had a 60 cc syringe with an ear probe cover, and we would fill it with water. And what we want to do is not, so if this is my ear canal, if I have ear wax, I don't want to go straight in. That's not going to do me any good. Instead, if you have like ear wax, you want to point to like the top part of their ear canal and push your fluid in, because that's going to give it that motion of like sort of in and out. Okay. But you also want, and I know she'll talk about it, you want to have your patient tilt their head just a little bit so that water doesn't just sit there, it can flow back outwards. Okay?
Ask the patient to turn his or her head to the affected side and toward the back. Place a water-absorbent pad or towel over the patient's shoulder to protect his or her clothing. Position the ear basin under the ear for the patient to hold to catch the solution. Use a gauze square to wipe away any particles from the outer ear before proceeding. Fill a water bottle or an ear system with body temperature water or other solution ordered by the provider. Twist on the disposable tip. Other options may include water put in a basin and using a syringe.
So that's what I use when I do them. So I use a 60 cc syringe, I use warm water, and I also use a hydrogen peroxide solution that we put inside of the water, okay? The nice thing about clinical settings is the hydrogen peroxide that they have is prepackaged and labeled and vials. So all you have to do is open it, dump it. Here, you would actually have to make that solution, okay? So when I do this, so elephant ear flushes, you only have one speed, however fast your hand can go, right? They're great. They're great. Okay, because you don't get that pressure flow. When I use one of these, I can control the pressure I'm putting in. What I don't want to do is go super fast, like this. What's going to happen? One, it's going to hurt. Two, I'm going to get a shower spray of ear disgustingness. Nope, not happening. I don't want to go slow like this either.
Well, I don't feel like the pressure of that is enough either.
I agree. Now,
Yeah.
now, what makes the elephant ear washes good is that the earpiece is smaller, so you can actually get it behind some earwax to give it that forceful push out. Okay? If you're using a syringe, you want to find a happy medium. Now, what I like to do is after I flush, I look. If it's still there, I flush, I look. Still there, I flush, I look. Until I see that either A comes out or the patient tells me they feel better. The most disgusting thing that I have to do is I have to look in the water that is coming out of their ear to see if I see their floaty nastiness. Okay? I worked in geriatrics, so I had elderly patients. Their earwax is not like cute and small pieces. It is like hunks of earwax, like balls of it. And when you get that wet, it's like getting lint wet. You ever got lint wet?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. I worked for a provider that loved to, I told him, I said, I cannot do ear flushes. Like, they make me audibly and physically sick. Like, I will vomit in the patient's ear. That's where I'm at in life. I cannot do ear flushes. Also very happy that I never have to actually have you guys do this again. But he would go, I got it. Great. Except he would leave me the cup. Or he would dump the cup in the sink and leave the earwax in the sink.
You gotta wash it down then.
You can't because they have grates. It's not. It's like
pick it out.
You gotta pick it
Take
out.
it out. The tissue.
Take that to the toilet.
I feel like hottest water trying to melt it down.
Waffle stomp it down.
Hey, guess what? I am no longer hungry. Waffle stomp. So you would do that again until it is cleared. Does that make sense? So you want to look in between your flushes because if it has come out, you can stop flushing. If it hasn't come out, you need to continue flushing until it does come out. All right, instilling ear medications. It's going to be very similar to eye drops from last week, but with the ear.
This video will show you the procedure for instilling ear medication. Introduce yourself, identify the patient, and explain the procedure. Wash your hands. Apply gloves. Check the medication label 3 times for the correct name, expiration date, and concentration.
What's the correct concentration supposed to say? OTIC. Very good.
Ensure that your patient has no allergies. If the medication is cold, warm it by rolling the bottle between the palms. Have your patient tilt their head away from the affected ear or lie down with the affected ear facing up.
Okay. That is really important because we want to make sure that we can visualize the ear canal. So if you're a shorty like me, have them lay down. But do you notice which side of the patient's body is she standing on, the anterior or the posterior? Posterior. Okay. Let's think about this for a minute. That's a beautiful spot to stand because A, I can see the ear canal very easily. But if I stand in the anterior of my patient, what's going to be in their face?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Do you want your lady part in somebody's face while you're... No.
They might like it.
They might like it. But we're going to go ahead and say that's not appropriate. So we're going to stand on the posterior or back side of them.
Pull the earlobe up and back for an adult or down and back for a child.
What's the age that we pull down and back? 3 and younger. There we go.
Place the dropper in the ear canal without touching the sides of the canal.
I want to stop that. So she said to place it into the ear canal without touching the sides of the ear canal. If they have an ear infection, we don't want to be going in that ear canal. We're going to hold it just like we did the eye, about 1/2 inch above the actual ear canal, not this like cuppy part over here, the actual ear canal. Okay, because we don't want to get the ear medication bottle infected.
Instill the appropriate number of eardrops along the side of the canal. Instruct the patient to remain in the same position for 3 to 5 minutes.
Why do you think that is?
Assist your patient up as
Get all the way
needed.
down in there.
So, okay, so the medicine can get all the way down.
It's time to soak in.
Gives it time to soak in. Can't drain out. There's one more.
Make sure they don't have
Equilibrium's
allergic
not off?
reaction.
Not an allergic reaction. What'd you say?
Make sure their equilibrium's not off.
Yeah, so we don't like immediately sit them up and they get dizzy. Granted, a couple of drops may not do that, but it could if they have that ear infection.
Give instructions for home care if needed. Ask if the patient has any questions. Dispose of the equipment and clean the area.
Make sense? You guys have questions? I don't think she meant to as she stepped down off of the bed. All right. Last one. This is going to be more for next week and week 6, but we're doing it this week.
This video will show you how to use and clean the microscope. Wash hands and put on gloves. Assemble the necessary equipment. Clean the ocular lens with the lens cleaning tissue.
Ocular lens is the top part where we look in.
Plug the microscope light source into an electrical outlet and turn on the light switch at the front base of the microscope. Place the specimen slide on the stage with the frosted end up between the clips and secure it over the opening of the stage. Watch carefully as you raise the substage so that it does not come in direct contact with the slide. Turn the revolving nosepiece to low power objective, 10x, and begin to focus the coarse adjustment dial until a wide shaft can be seen. When the outline of the specimen is in view, turn the fine adjustment dial until the specimen can be seen in detail. Adjust the substage diaphragm level or adjust the mirror to obtain proper lighting. If sharper detail is needed, carefully turn the revolving nosepiece to the intermediate power objective and adjust the fine focus dial. When using the oil immersion lens objective for HPF, oil should be used very sparingly. When the specimen has been identified, turn off the light and return all items to the proper storage area. The microscope stage should be cleaned and recorded in the maintenance log.
Okay.
Remove gloves and wash hands.
So, when you use a microscope, what is the objective lens you start with first? 10x. That is the lowest power. Why would you start there first? Yeah, so you can focus it, so you can find it. If you try to use a higher power first, you won't actually see the object that you're going for. Oh my god, I just about had a panic attack.
I thought that was blood, didn't you?
I did.
I did too. I did too. Right after you said that, I saw that. What is it?
It's from her cleaning the thing, but like, I looked over and I was like,
I thought she was holding it on her hand.
I was,
Okay. Scaring us.
yeah, I've had a heart attack for today. Thank you very much. All right, do you guys have any questions about our procedures from today? Okay, let's get out our skills log. In the eye and ear procedure section on page 5, you're going to fill out the irrigation of the ear and the installation of ear medicines. For the ear irrigation, you can put the results as within normal limits, or WNL. And then for the ear drops, you're going to put 1 GTT. Page number 5.
One drop.
Yep.
For the ear medication, is there one drop?
Yep, or 1 GTT. And then the ear irrigation, you can just put within normal limits. Once you're done with page 5, go over to page 2. In the urine and stool specimen section, you're going to find the one that says using and cleaning a microscope. Why are you laughing, Tiffany?
We haven't made it that far.
Yet is the operative word there. It's
That's
coming.
the last thing we
Not the last thing that we do. Page 2. So there's one that says using and cleaning a microscope. You're going to find that, and the results can just be WNL. I think if it even has results.
No.
Just says MA signature. Yep. That's okay. I thought about it after the fact. Okay. So, make sure that you turn in that externship worksheet for me. If you have not sent me your resume, minus you, Carla, send me your resume via email by the end of the week. Your Module 2 in-class activity needs to go in your folder as well. And then I will come around and take a look at lab notebooks.